Hello and welcome back to Mysti-Fi, your go-to destination for mystery sci-fi movie recaps. Today we're diving into a movie called The Mist. Before we begin, I want to remind you that this video may contain spoilers. Without further ado, let's head straight to the story. A severe thunderstorm strikes, causing a tree to fall into the lakeside home of David, his wife Stephanie, and their son Billy. They notice a thick mist advancing over the lake. David and Billy leave for the town with their neighbor Brent to buy supplies. On their way, they see the military heading somewhere. The military comes to the supermarket. Moments later, a terrified local, Dan, runs into the supermarket and warns everyone of a danger lurking in the mist. Someone thinks it's nonsense and gets out of the supermarket. They watch him go to his car and suddenly, they hear him scream as he gets to the mist. A civil alert siren sounds and they close off the supermarket. Eventually, the mist envelopes the store and they experience a strong earthquake. One woman bravely leaves because she's worried about her children. They watch her disappear into the mist. David goes to the back of the supermarket and notices something is seemingly pushing against the roller shutter doors. He calls on the others to check it out. Norm is pressured to go outside to fix the emergency generator, but he is grabbed by a tentacled creature and dragged into the mist. David is able to chop off a portion of its tentacle. They tell Brent about it but he refuses to believe it. David announces it to everyone in the supermarket. The manager also refuses to believe it, so they show him the chopped off tentacle. The customers barricade the storefront windows. Mrs. Carmody, a religious fanatic, begins preaching about an impending Armageddon. Brent leaves the store with a small group to seek outside help. Someone volunteers to tie himself to allow the rest to pull him back, should something bad happens. The group is attacked by an unseen force, they pull the rope and all that's left of him is his lower extremities. As night falls, enormous flying insects, attracted to the lights, swarm to the store windows and are preyed on by flying creatures. One of the predators smashes a window, allowing them inside. 2 people are killed by the attack, while another receives fatal burns while attempting to incinerate the creatures. Meanwhile, Mrs. Carmody is spared from a creature, which encourages her to gain followers in the supermarket. The group led by David goes to the nearby pharmacy, in search of medical supplies, but they are attacked by giant spiders that kill 2 men, forcing them to retreat. Mrs. Carmody uses their failure to increase her influence. The next day, following the suicides of 2 soldiers from the local military base, Jessup, the 3rd soldier, reveals that a government project to discover other dimensions was underway at the base and that scientists accidentally opened a doorway into the creature's habitat. Angered and vengeful, Mrs. Carmody's followers offer him as a sacrifice and force him out of the supermarket where he is immediately devoured by a giant creature. The next morning, as David's group prepares to leave the store, they are stopped by Mrs. Carmody. They want Billy to be delivered as the next sacrifice to appease the monsters. As the crowd tries to take Billy from Amanda, Ollie shoots and kills Mrs. Carmody. As they make their way through the parking lot, Ollie is devoured by a giant creature, while 2 others are killed by the spider creatures. David, Billy, Dan, Amanda, and Irene reach David's car and leave. They start driving through the mist. David finds his home destroyed and her wife dead. He drives away from town, passing a massive 6-legged beast and eventually running out of gas. With no apparent means of escaping the mist and monsters, the adults decide to end their lives. Aiding their suicide, David shoots them all with his 4 remaining bullets. He leaves the car to be taken by the creatures. He waits until the mist suddenly dissipates, revealing the army as they are exterminating the creatures and restoring order. David, seeing that the army has also rescued survivors, including the woman who left the supermarket to get to her children, realizes that he killed his son and fellow survivors as they were just moments away from rescue. He drops to his knees and screams in despair. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new release. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.